at the Madison, Capitol in Madison with Jeremy. What's your last name, Jeremy?
Ryan.
Okay. And what are you going to be doing today?
Today we're going to be taking over a Joint Committee on Finance meeting. We feel that the people have no more say, and that the representatives elected to office represent corporations and not people anymore. So we've assembled a People's Committee on Finance, and we're going to introduce some legislation, and we're going to vote on it and see where that goes.
Okay, and the bill that they're introducing, you said, was a voter ID bill.
Well, they're voting on it.
They're
yes.
voting on it,
Yep.
Okay. And how much does it cost to implement that bill, the estimates anyway?
$5.6 million is Wisconsin State Journal's estimate.
And what's that money for?
It's for a public service announcement campaign, a lot of media time, as well as free IDs for citizens, making driver's licenses and IDs free for voting purposes.
So that bill would make it harder for people to vote, especially students, as I understand it.
It would. It would actually make students who come in from out of state and plan to live here for 1 to 4 years, it would make it impossible for them to vote because they come in the middle of August. And in this legislation, they would move the primary to in August, the last week of August, and change residency to 28 days. And so not a single out-of-state student would qualify to be able to vote if this legislation is passed.
And what does your bill do?
What my bill does is it completely takes out voter ID because voter fraud is it's not a very high occurring thing. It's very, very rare that it ever comes up. But what my bill does is it makes sure that all ballots are hand counted within 3 days of the election, and it also makes sure if you can't vote, if you can't breathe, then you can't contribute to a campaign. So we'll take out all public interests.
And corporations, I assume?
Corporations, unions, PACs, and conduits. All of it goes. I mean, if you're not a living, breathing human being, you shouldn't be able to contribute to a campaign, period. And what it'll also do is it will install 2 locks on warehouses that contain our voting machines, and each lock, the head of each party, like the Democratic Party and the Republican Party of each county, will get a key, and you need both keys in order to ever open the warehouse, and so then we don't have to worry as much about machine tampering.
What about, have you heard of any connection to this group called Alec, the American Legislative Exchange Council?
Oh yes, pretty much every member on the Joint Finance Committee is a member of Alec, and they write all our legislation these days. I mean, if whatever Alec wants, Alec gets with our state, but it's kind of sickening when a organization or entity that claims conservative values and is funded by corporations gets to write our legislation, and pretty much all of it in the state.
Have you been able to compare the bill that they're voting on today to anything that's on the Alec website at all?
Not recently, no. I mean, I haven't had a time to review that, but I'm sure it's there.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.